Hey everybody, it's Derek, Hi-Fi Resale Shop. It's Monday, September 23rd, and we got a bunch of things that sold over the weekend. I think it was 23 items that sold over the weekend. A couple items that sold this morning. And let me refresh the screen. Let's refresh it here. I think it was over $400 that sold. Over 425 that sold. That's gross. That's a gross number for 425. But 24 items sold over the weekend. I want to show you what sold so you can look out there when you're sourcing and see if you can find any of this stuff. A lot of CDs. I am media heavy. And that's just because I bought the 5,000 CDs from that store before last Christmas, somewhere in October last Christmas. So we're coming up almost on a year on that. So that stuff has performed very well and put me in the top 1% of all CD sellers on eBay, which is pretty cool. I haven't looked at it recently to see if I've moved up any notches, but this past Friday I bought I think what's going to be the last lot of CDs from the gentleman that sold me the 5,000. He had 600 more he wanted to sell me, and so I bought those at 50 cents a piece. A month ago he gave me some, and we did like 75 cents a piece, because less and less of them tend to be worth money. So I just have to get the price right in order to be able to do it. Make him happy, make me happy. But anyway, let's get to the stuff that sold this weekend. So the first item that sold is this used, pre-owned I Love Rock and Roll CD, Volume 15. Let me see what's on here. Nothing. I mean, Chapel of Love is the only one that I know. So that sold for $5.50 plus shipping on top. Next item was a paperback book, The Prisoner in the Third Cell. This sold, it's a religious book. It sold for $2.37 plus shipping on top. The next item was this Human Radio CD. This is a good sale. Is autographed inside of the cover on the liner notes. Is autographed by the band members. And that sold for $17.50 plus shipping on top. The next item was a blouse. This Allie Miles red and gold animal print. It was a large, and that sold for $17 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold was this Evanescence CD Synthesis. It's new, sealed, and it sold for $5.60 plus shipping on top. The next four items were all purchased by the same person. That's really interesting. And one of the titles, or one of the artists, somebody else bought later in the video. Somebody else bought an item, but it's a different person that bought it, but the same artist. So that's interesting. Okay, so the first thing out of the four is Matthew Ryan East Autumn Grin, pre-owned. This and this one, the new Hiss Golden Messenger. Those two sold for $9.90 plus shipping on top. The next thing that sold was this Andrew Bird Noble Beast, to the same customer, $3.25 plus shipping. And then the next one is this import Bright Eyes Motion Sickness. This sold for $4.99 plus shipping. So I combined shipping for those 4 items for the person. Refunded them shipping already on their purchase. And so I kept about $5.50 to ship it, and then refunded them the rest of the extra shipping. The next item that sold was a Barbie. It was these 2 Chelsea dolls. This little girl and this little girl. And it comes with a car and then a bag of accessories. And all that sold for $10.99 plus shipping on top. That came from a Facebook Marketplace purchase. I bought a bundle of Barbies for $10, and I've pretty much sold through most of the Barbies. There's probably 2 or 3 left, and I've sold each Barbie for $10 at least. And then what hasn't sold from that is the Polly Pockets, which all the Polly Pockets cost $10 together. Excuse me. And that hasn't sold yet, so we'll wait and see on those Polly Pockets, see if they'll sell. The next item that sold is called The Streets Is Watching, and I guess it's a movie with Jay-Z in it. I don't know. Not much to say about that right now. The next item that sold is kind of interesting. Customer messaged me to ask if it worked. I know it powers on, but I'm not sure if the heating element is working in it, or because I don't have any other accessories for this. But this is a food saver vacuum sealer. It's in nice condition. I've tested it to make sure it comes on, but I can't test it to see if it vacuums seals stuff. So that sold for $14 plus shipping on top, with the guarantee to the customer who messaged me that a return is possible if it doesn't work correctly. Which it's just a reassurance for that person. My store has free returns on it, so unless you buy a piece of clothing and you don't check the measurements beforehand, I do. Free returns means that you could return stuff if it's not working or something is inconsistent with the listing, and I end up eating that money. But if it's something where you buy a shirt and it doesn't fit, then the customer pays the shipping back on that. So the next item, the food saver, was $14 plus shipping on top. The next item is this Red House Painters Songs for a Blue Guitar. This sold for $5.60 plus shipping on top. The next 2 items are clothing. So the next item that sold was this Jameson Irish Whiskey shirt. It's an extra large. It's a men's size. Graphic tee that sold for $7.85 plus shipping on top. And then we have this A New Day, which is a Target brand. So this probably came out of a Target lot. Pallet sale, Target pallet sale kind of thing. It's new with tags. It's got a tag right there. It's a small floral dress. It's a dress that goes about ankle length or mid calf. And that sold for $7 plus shipping on top. They still have one available of those, and it's a small. The next item that sold is this Randall Bramblet juke joint at the edge of the world. This sold for $3.50 plus shipping on top. It's a pre-owned CD. The next item that sold is a Fergie Double Duchess, and this is a Target release with this red background on it, and this like a limited edition type of deal. This sold for $10 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold is this Daniel Steele audiobook called Family Ties, and this sold for $3.50 plus shipping on top. The next item that sold, and earlier we had a Matthew Ryan CD, and this is a second Matthew Ryan CD to a different customer, and this is called From a Late Night High Rise, and this sold for $4.99 plus shipping on top. The next is a multiple item order for one customer. And so they bought 3 of these audiobooks, these graphic audiobooks, and they bought The Last Gunfighter Killing Grounds, The Last Gunfighter Renegades, and The Last Gunfighter Sudden Fury, which I'm going to have to check on because that is not the picture that's up there. So I will check on that. But those 3 items, $35 plus shipping on top. And it looks like I'm going to have to refund some shipping on that because it doesn't look right. The next item that sold for us is this cookbook, the AMPI, AMPI, what is it? Associated Milk Producers Incorporated of Oklahoma Division cookbook. This sold for $12.99 plus shipping on top. The next item was a book, Grand Portage Incident, and this is an autographed copy. And it's signed by the author. This sold for $7 plus shipping on top, and that is it's marked as a used book, so that simplifies things. The next item, is this North End Cummings pullover, light top or shirt. This sold for $10 plus shipping on top. And this book is the next thing that sold. This sold for $3 plus shipping on top. You Can Live Forever in Paradise on Earth. Hardcover. It's from 1989. That's sold for $3. And finally, the last thing, the thing that sold this morning, and was this CD from the Dog Pound, and this sold for $50 plus shipping on top. So that's a really good sale right there. That's to find something like this, it's going to be really hard, but because this is new and sealed, that's one of the reasons why it's $50. I don't know if it's some kind of a collector that's buying it or what, but that is that. So I am going to probably spend the next 2 hours shipping or packaging this stuff up and getting it shipped, and that's about it for the weekend sales. Our sales have been really steady, really good for the last let's see here, for the whole month of September basically, and a couple days prior to August 30th. We almost hit $200 for one day, and there was another day that almost happened, September 17th, and then 1, 2, maybe 4 days this month which were under $100 in sales, so that's good. Our bar graph, which I really don't take a lot of stock in, from eBay, says we're up 23%, 24% from last month, the last 31 days. But overall, like, our trajectory is still heading north. My wife said that she looked on the phone one day and our 90-day total was over $10,000. I didn't happen to see that because immediately after she looked, something must have fallen off that. Like, she looked at it at like night, and then the next morning sales had fallen off from the last 30 days, and we were short, so I didn't get to see that. She said she saw it. I was looking up for my father-in-law the other day, and I get to sales here, performance and sales. Listings, orders. So this year's quarter, this month, so this month, quantity is not really a huge factor because you're trying to make money in some things that you're selling that are low dollar amount, like some of these CDs that are $3 and $4. Not gonna make you a ton of money, but sometimes it's interesting. So I sold 169 things this month so far, and last month I sold 189 things. So it's the 23rd, and I'm about 20 items away from the amount of items that I sold last month. So all together. So I'm definitely going to sell more items this month than last month. And then I think, let's see, this month again, we'll go back to that. And the average sale price per item went down about $2 from last month to this month, although I'm going to sell more items this month. So it's one thing or the other. So I don't know if you know this, and I'm going to share it. I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you how to find it. But I don't know if you've ever pulled out your quality listings report. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So hold on. I'm going to flip this camera around. Okay, let's see. So get a pointer here. Okay, so right here, this box right here is the quality listings report. And so if I click on it, it says preparing download, and then over in my I'll delete all this old pictures that I've put up. So delete those pictures, and then here's that listing report that I just generated over here. Over here. So I'll click on that. So this report will tell you where you rank in terms of eBay. So I'll bring it back over on this side here. Let's see here. Slide it over here. Okay. So it says here that music CDs used, I am 893 out of 1,118 sellers in that category. Women's tops, 941 out of $259,000. Let's see, go down. Audiobooks used, so this was used as well. 196 out of 55,000. Books condition new, 649 out of 119,000, almost 120,000. CDs new, 991 out of 87,000. Books used, 1,967 out of 478,000. Bears and miniatures. So these are my Boyd's bears. This is the one that I'm highly ranked in, but I really don't want to be ranked. I'm 18 out of 3,000 sellers, 3,100 sellers. Because I got so many of them in the garage waiting to get sold. Sweaters used, 669 out of 176,000. Dresses used, 227 out of 117,000. Skirts used, 92 out of 59,000. Coach jackets vest used, 990 out of 259,000. Pants, women's pants used, 535 out of 130. Women's tops new, 101,700 out of 260. Women's dresses new, 1,900 out of 248. Skirts new, 356 out of 45,000. Audiobooks new, 282 out of 29,000. Sweaters new, 357 out of 58. Pants new, 452 out of 53. And then Coach jackets vests new, I think that's women's, is 1,600 out of 168. It also gives you recommendations over on this side, right here, of what you can do to improve your listings. Personally, I'm not going to do anything with those because I put the correct amount of photos that I need to in there and that kind of stuff. I don't need eBay telling me how to do that stuff. I think I'm good with that. But there, I just wanted to show you how to get your download your quality listings report. It's there for the most part to tell you listings that you can fix. Like most of my things say needs more photos, which is ridiculous. It's not like I skimp on photos and then put more item specifics in, and you could waste your entire day entering item specifics. It's not going to help. If it's not a thing that people want, it's not going to sell. So fill in as much as possible and make your item explain what you have and describe what you have. But other than that, filling in the required item specifics is important. The other ones, not so much. I can actually show you something here. Let's go to an active listing. I didn't know this until recently. It makes sense. I should have known before, but I didn't know. Let me see if I can find a top or something here and go to edit. I'll flip this back around here. So this is a listing for like a Chicago Cubs shirt. This should be turned. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to go down here. Let me get that pointer again. So here's the title. So just try and use as many characters. You get 80. Just try and use as many characters as you can. If you don't know keywords to put in there, this is probably not the greatest bunch of keywords in here, but it describes the item more than it has special keywords in there. Okay. So this is the title. You're going to fill that in. This is what AI thinks you should add to your thing. But I know that the brand isn't MLB. It's Nike. So I just forget that. This is a subtitle. Never used it in my 17 years of selling. Never going to pay $2 for anything else in that subtitle area. Custom label SKU is where I put some information. Sometimes if I bought this at Marshall's for $1, I would put Marshall's cost $1 and then the date in which I bought it, so that I could tell how old that item is just from when I bought it, because you're gonna maybe delist and relist stuff occasionally. So then it's in the women's tops. It could be in Major League Baseball gear or whatever. And there's another store category, women's clothing, that I could put it in. Another one, which is MLB gear. But right here, this is the required item specifics. Nike, size regular, size type regular, size small, color blue, type t-shirt, women's department. So those are required. And then here are all your optional ones. So this number right here, 4 million people have searched by style. So style is basic, cami, crop, jersey, kimono. The next one is 1.9 million people search by type of material. 1.9 million people search by type of the neckline. So all these numbers here tell you how many people have searched for those item specifics. So when you get down here to less than 1 million people, they're looking for a theme. I mean, like, there's 100 themes here. Are you going to go through that every time? No, it's not that important. This is 673,000 people features. I mean, so they're looking for something specific. Now, I do put in features if it's got some kind of like maybe it's a pair of pants, it's got a hammer loop in it. I'd probably put that there. But like this fit thing, look at that. 43,000 people search that way. That's not really important. Vintage people are probably looking to see that vintage button is tapped. But so some of these aren't really worth filling in. And then you can hit show more, and there's even more stuff down here to fill in. If you spent your entire time filling all that in, you'd get 2 listings up a day. So I do what I can. I fill in some of the better ones. And it usually, after you get in a groove, it'll be the same ones over and over again. This is condition, new or used, pre-owned, and I just put a little blurb in there. It's gently used condition. If there is a defect, so right here, if there is a defect within that item, I will put it here. Like has a small pinhole underneath the right arm or something like that. I put it there. And then I have this standardized like description and the maker and what it is and the color and the neck and the sleeve type, and it's a blouse, a shirt, a top. It covers it all. Women's, it's used, it's small, it's got its measurements, and I do from the neck to the bottom hem and the pit to the pit, and then shoulder seam to the end of the sleeve and the shoulder seam to the shoulder seam. And then you put your price in. I do all buy it nows. I rarely will do an auction. You put your quantities, usually 1. Your payment method. I always allow offers. And then shipping. if it's going in a box, I usually put the item on the scale and then throw a box on the scale to see what it's going to weigh. If it's clothing, then whatever, if it's 4.2 or 3.2 ounces, then I just round up to 4, because the bag's going to weigh an ounce or something, and that's going to be about it. So international shipping, I'm already included with my business policies, the settings of where I'm located, and my return policy. And then if an item is listed for more than $20, I will do a promoted listing for 3%. It's suggesting 12%. I would never listen to that kind of stuff from eBay. They're just trying to steal your money. And then, you just revise it. And we changed the picture, so I'll just revise it and it'll be done. So that's quick going through a listing there. So that's about all I got today. If you have any questions, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. Channel's growing a little bit, so that's good to see. Thank you for everybody who's new that signed up to watch the program, and we will see you next time. Peace.